Good afternoon, students. So, in the last class, we have started with the basic concepts of code, right? The object-oriented programming concepts by shortly, right? So, first we have seen what is a class, what is an object, how to write a class, what exactly a class includes, right? Some structure of a function we have seen, what exactly a function look like, what properties or what methods it includes, all the things we have seen. Okay, so in the today's class, we will see once again what are all the basic concepts of groups, okay, object-oriented programming concepts, okay, how we should deal with all those concepts with the help of makers and the maker functions, right? So the data properties or variables are same, okay, whatever we are writing properties or variables inside the class is same with respect to a function. Okay, so in the today's class we will start with the object, class, abstraction, inheritance, encapsulation, dynamic binding, and message passing. Okay, so we'll see one by one what all these things in the groups concepts. Okay, how we can relate all these concepts with the program, how we should write these concepts, basically these concepts by one. Okay, so we'll start with the object. Okay, first we will write what are all the concepts we will see: class, object, okay, abstraction, encapsulation, encapsulation, then inheritance, okay. The next one is a dynamic binding. Last one is the message passing. Okay, so as of now, you are aware that how to write a class, how to write a function, how to create the properties with respect to data type, how to create a function, then in the void main function, how to create an object by that reference variable, how to access the properties with the help of a dot operator, right, or a member access operator. So now, as of now, you will know all these basic concepts. You know already these basic concepts. Okay, so again I will write what exactly the class includes, the object includes, how we are going to write abstraction concept in the program, same as encapsulation, inheritance, dynamic binding, and message passing. We will see one by one what exactly it includes. Okay, first I will start with the class. Okay, basically a class includes properties and functions. Okay, first you are getting the header files, you are inserting the header files, then you are writing an object with the help of a class. Correct? If suppose a student is an object, then you are writing class student. Then inside the student class, you are inserting the properties and functions. Then you are creating an object. Then from the reference variable, you are accessing the properties and functions. This is the basic structure of a C++ program. Okay. So whenever you are dealing with a class, you have to get through all these steps. Okay. So first I will write what exactly a class includes. Okay. So first I will write one class, not programmatically. I am explaining you how and what exactly class includes in the program. Okay, so the class obviously it includes properties, and it includes functions also. It includes functions also. So this is the basic thing, that a class includes properties and functions. Okay, so whenever you are dealing with a class, you have to insert the properties as well as function based on your needs, based on the user needs. Suppose example, I will write one example. Okay, suppose say a pen. Pen is an object. Okay, I need to write this pen object properties and function inside the program. How you will write? I will take like hash include .h files. The first step, you should include .h files. Correct? Then the next step, the second step is you should include a class. The class starts from after including the header file. So my object is pen. So class pen. Okay, we have created a class of a pen. Then you have to insert the properties of a pen. What is a property? So many properties we have, right? The color, it is a property. The length of width, it has a cap. All these are the properties of a pen. Correct? So I will write two properties. It has a color. Okay, it has a color and it has some length. It has some length. Okay, so when you are dealing with the property, you have to deal with the data types. So color, it is in the character or string of a characters. Then you should take char data type with the help of a size. Okay, so length should be in the integer or digits. So you will take int as a data type. Correct? So this is the property you have mentioned inside a pen class. Here, then function. You need to add a function. Now you have written a class. Then you have added a properties inside a class. What properties? A color and length properties of a pen. Got it? Then functions. You need to include function. What function? It helps to write on the blackboard. Okay, so it helps to write. Whenever you are writing a function, what is the structure of a function? First, it will write a return type specifier, then the function name. Inside a function name, arguments list, then the function with the declaration. What is a declaration? Inside a function, you are writing n number of executable statements. Okay, I will take a return type void helps to write. I am not taking any arguments here, so simply I am getting the output. It helps to write. Okay. See. First, we have included header files, then a class pen. It has the properties, it has the functions. Okay, what function? This is the function. It helps to write. I have explained to you the types of function yesterday. Okay, the function with arguments with return type, function with no argument and no return type, function with arguments but no return type, function with no arguments and no return type. What is this type? What is this type of function? It has no arguments here, right? It has no arguments and it has no return type here. The type of a function here is the function with no arguments and no return type. Okay, this is the types of a function. So it exactly defines what class exactly includes. Okay, so class includes the properties and the functions. The properties and the functions. Understood? So the next one is object. The next one is object. So now we have written a class. Then what object exactly includes? Which object we have taken? Pen object. So we will write here as pen object. Okay. So same, it includes a data member, data member or a property. You can take anything. Data member and properties are same. Okay. So data member, what data member it includes? Color, color and a length. Color and length. And the object also includes functions. Okay. So which function it includes? Helps to write. Helps to write. This is a function which we are inserting inside pen object. So this is a pen object. Inside the pen object we have data members. Which data members we have? The color and the length. Then one function we have inserted inside a pen object. The function name is helps to write. Helps to write. The whole thing includes one object. Understanding? Okay, the whole thing includes one object. So this we call as a complete object. Complete object. But we are not accessing any properties and any functions. We are just defining the properties and functions. But when you want to access those properties and the function, you must create an object. You must create an object with respect to class. How you will create an object? You understood this concept, right? So basically object includes a pen. Pen is an object. Pen object includes data members and functions. Which data member it includes? Pen color, pen length, and the function is helps to write. Helps to write. This is the function of a class pen or object pen. Okay. So now to access the properties, or a function, you need to create an object. How you will create an object? Simple, by taking a class name and a reference variable. So first, inside main function, you need to create an object. Inside the main function, you need to create an object. So you will write void main. The continuation of this program. Void main is a main function. So inside main function you are creating an object. How you will create an object? By taking the help of a class. So class name is pen and p1. You can take anything you want here. This is we call as a reference variable with respect to an pen object. So from p1 you are able to access these two properties and function. Okay, so p1 dot color is black. Okay, so one more property we have, p1 dot length equal to some 2.5 centimeter. Okay, so this is we are accessing the properties and initializing the property. First we have created an object, then from the reference variable and the dot operator. This is the dot operator. With the help of a dot operator only you can access the properties of a pen. Okay, so the next is accessing the function. So p1 dot helps to write. Helps to write and closing the brace. Okay, so the whole program explains us that we have pen as an object. The pen object, it includes two properties and a function. The two properties are color and length. Then the function is a helps to write. The function name is a helps to write. So we have two properties and a functions. The function and the properties, we are creating an object. This is to create an object. create object. Okay, so next from the reference variable you are accessing the properties and initializing the properties and accessing the function. Okay, try this inside a turbo C++. Okay, write all these things. Okay, you will get output as pen color is a black, length is 2.5 centimeter, and it helps to write. So here we are writing C out, and here you can write C out. The color is D1 dot color, ending the line. So if you write inside a turbo C++, it will give output as the color of a pen is a black, the length is 2.5, and the function is it helps to write. Try this program in the turbo C++. Okay. So this is the basic of a class and object. It's a very important while you are writing on the program. Okay, using those concepts. In engineering also, you will learn all these things. Okay, so those concepts, the basic programming, what exactly you will use, what is a property, what is a data type, what is C in, C out, what is a member name, what is a function, what is a class, what is a structure. All these things you will learn in engineering also, and in the work also you will create one application using these concepts. Okay, so the next is abstraction. What is an abstraction? Abstraction is basically hiding the data and showing the implementation. Okay, it will hide the data, but it will show only functionality. I explained you the example. You can take anything. I will take ATM machine. Okay, so it hides the data. We don't know how it is working, but we are getting output. Correct? We are getting the output. So this is the example of a abstraction. Okay, so what is encapsulation? What is the encapsulation? Capsule data. We are putting data as a private. So capsule data. We are taking one data and capsuling it. What is a capsule means? We are protecting it. We are protecting inside one class. How we will protect it? So we have a class. We have a data. Okay, and the functions. Okay, so this class contains data and functions. But when you are going with the encapsulation, when you are writing on concept of encapsulation, this data we are encapsulating. We are encapsulating this data. Okay, so this concept we call as a encapsulation. The data which we are writing in the program, it is the private list. Access specifier I will explain you after. So this data in the encapsulation we are putting in one capsule that we call as a private data. That is we call as a access specifiers. Okay, access specifier. This concept we call as a encapsulation. Only same as a class, but only thing the data which you are writing. Data means properties you are writing. Okay, the data which you are writing or creating that should be inside some capsule or inside some private data. That concept we call as a encapsulation. Understood? So the next topic is inheritance. It's a very important concept. The inheritance is an important concept. Okay, so the inheritance, what is an inheritance? How you are including this inheritance concepts in the program, how it actually helps while we are writing a program. Okay, so inheritance is basically, we will tell as some reusability property. Okay, so whenever you are dealing with some reusability of the properties, reusability of the function, then you must deal with this inheritance concept. Basically, inheritance means we are inheriting the properties and the functions from one class to another class. Okay, suppose we have multiple classes. Okay, I have written one class of the student, but in the program I am writing some number of multiple classes, like class teacher is there, class student is there, class college is there, like a class chair is there, class table, multiple functions, sorry, multiple classes I am writing. But one class need to have same property of another class. How? I will tell you. Okay, suppose we have a teacher object. No, okay, just forget about it. I will take one more example, like a table and chair. Okay, but both table and chair has same color, like white. It has white color. Okay, table, class table I took, then property I am writing, char color, int legs. Okay, so one more class I am taking, that is class chair. It has also same color as table has. Okay, I am also writing same char color, int legs. See, here we are repeating two properties, same properties in same both classes. Okay, to avoid this, to avoid these reusable things, we have to go with the inheritance property. Okay, so inheritance concept explains us that one class including the same property in another class, don't create one more property, just include inheritance concept. It will solve all the problems of a reusable things. Okay, suppose in the inheritance we have base class, and derived class. Derived class. I told you that it contains multiple classes. Okay, so it contains same of properties. Don't confuse the properties, data, and the variables. Okay, so all things are same. Functions, same in the derived classes. I have also properties and functions. See, I have taken base class and derived class. I told you that it contains multiple classes. Okay, so this we call as a class 1, first class. So this is the derived class, is the class 2. Okay, it contains properties and the functions. This explains that inheritance concept. Okay, this explains that inheritance concept. What exactly it includes? Two classes. This is the class 1. This is the class 2. The first class contains, we call a first class. We call a first class in the program base class. Okay, whenever you are dealing with the classes, multiple classes, the first class we call as a base class. Okay, then a derived class. Derived class is a second class or third class. Any other classes except first class. Understood? So first class we call as a base, second we call as a derived class. Okay. So how exactly inheritance concept includes in the program? I will explain. I will explain by taking two classes, as I have told you that one class table I will take. Okay, so table has two properties, one color and it has legs. Okay, so color I will take, the table has a color, the data type is a char. Okay, then it has legs. In the legs, this is the end of a class. So first class we are writing in the program as a base class. This we call as a base class. Base class. Okay, so one more class we have. One more class I told you that chair class. Okay, so class chair. Inside chair class we have same color and the next. I told you the color is same, the white color. The color is same in the class table also and the class chair also. See here, we are taking multiple classes, but we are writing the color in the table also, color in the chair also. But I have told you that the color contains in the class table, class chair is same. To avoid these conditions, to avoid to write over to write overwriting of two properties. Overwriting of two properties. See, the one color we have, the one color we have in the both classes. To avoid these things, we will go with the inheritance concepts. How we will write inheritance? Simply, you will erase this color thing in the chair class. You are just simply putting two dots here, two dots of the table class. That's it. So this is the concept of inheritance. You are taking care of your table as a base class, chair as a derived class. This is the inheritance concept. Okay. So by writing this inheritance concept, it will explains us that the table has two properties, the color property and the chair. It doesn't, we didn't write a color property here, but whatever you are writing the properties inside table, it will automatically inserted inside a chair classes. So we are not writing the color property inside the chair, but we are automatically accessing the color property inside a chair because of this inheritance concept by taking the two dots and the table class. Got it? So this is the inheritance concept. Understood what is the inheritance concept? So here you can take multiple classes. Okay, no problem. You can take a n number of classes. You can take n number of derived classes. You put just these two dots with the help of a class, then automatically whatever the properties inside this class inherited to the derived classes. Got it? So this we call as a derived class, base class and derived class. One more name we have, the parent and child classes, inheriting the properties or behaviors from the base to derived class. Same as the genes, you are inheriting properties from your parents. Correct? The genes we are inheriting some properties from our parents. Those parents we are inherited from the grandfathers, grandparents. So properties we are inheriting. Same in the programming, we are inheriting the properties from parent to child classes. So first we call as a parent class, the next comes we call as a child classes, either or a base class, first class,